Welcome back everybody to the channel, and today I want to show you a clip from the mainstream Jeremy Vine show, and in particular talk about a comment made by a Baroness Hazarika when talking about Keir Starmer and his voice coach he had during COVID lockdowns. And I want to show you this video and show you how the loony left will defend the Labour Party no matter what. There may be a lot of people leaving the Labour Party, but that very core supporters that it has, and especially when it's in the mainstream media, I want to show you the hatred they have in the voice for anybody that challenges the establishment. So first of all, take a look at this clip.
Is more important that Keir Starmer had a voice coach on that day when I couldn't be with my dad when he passed.
So I would say on that, in the same way that I was categorised as a key worker, we were all categorised as key workers because we're journalists. Personally, I don't think I should have been a key worker, by the way. I don't think my job, no offence to everybody.
You're not answering the question,
panel, I think that, what you went through with your dad is absolutely terrible. But I don't think that is Keir Starmer's doing. I think what was more terrible is the parties that happened at Downing Street.
You think there's a double standard, Esther? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's his fault, but why was that acceptable?
Do you know what, Esther? I think there's a lot of these COVID restrictions that we look back on, and there's really legitimate questions.
That's not the point. The point is the law was clear.
Carol.
No, but you can't.
Carol.
I've got to be like, no, stop putting your hand up.
Carol, the law says...
Just to give you a little bit of background, the Baroness had been going on, beating around the bushes, saying how legally Keir Starmer had, in her opinion, and some solicitor or barrister's opinion, not broken the law, when anybody can see that having a voice coach during COVID lockdowns, come to your house on Christmas Eve and give you voice coach lessons could never ever be classed as a key worker. And rather than call that out, like, to be fair, the right wing do, the centre do, but the very left wing will never ever do. She made many excuses. But then this lady, as you heard, called in and told the sad story and the reality of what really happened during COVID, and why I'm 100% then and now against any restrictions to people's freedoms. She lost her dad and wasn't even able to see her father. But what does the Baroness do? Within a split second, there is no emotion, no sympathy whatsoever. She goes straight on the defensive for Keir Starmer, and even goes on about how she is a key worker. Now, yes, she then tries to backpedal on that, but no, she sees herself as a journalist, as a key worker. She points out that the voice coach was a key worker. So somebody practicing Keir Starmer how to speak properly was classed as a key worker. And then, in the very arrogance in the next sentence, she turns around and says how the woman should be angry with Boris Johnson for doing exactly the same thing as Keir Starmer. And that shows, when you're talking about the mainstream, and especially the left-wing mainstream, they will defend each other at the very core. They will make any excuse, but when they see it as something on the right, they will always attack. Their brain is now trained that way to not see reality like you and I do. But let's talk about Keir Starmer, and let's talk about what he did during the lockdown, and was it classed as illegal? So like I said, I don't agree with any lockdown restrictions, but Keir Starmer attacked Boris Johnson, ultimately bringing Boris Johnson down over Partygate. So these people who are making the laws of the lockdowns to then go and break them themselves while we was basically living like prisoners, Keir Starmer should step down as Prime Minister. But we all know the police will not do anything, Parliament won't do anything like they did to Boris Johnson. And that is because, as much as to me Boris Johnson is establishment, and I'm glad he's not Prime Minister, he is nowhere near establishment like Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer is on a list with people like David Cameron and Tony Blair, and he is chosen by the elites who control this country to be the next Prime Minister. That is why Partygate happened. The powers to be, if they wanted Boris Johnson, would have kept that a secret, like they've done with this. But instead, they used it to get rid of Boris Johnson, knowing that Keir Starmer would be able to defeat an unelected Prime Minister, in which we had in Richie Sunak. So Keir Starmer was chosen to be Prime Minister. Everything that you've seen happen now, all the different changes in the law, has all already been thought up of, and this man is the cheerleader, so nothing will happen to him. And the left-wing journalist, like the lady, the Baroness, who's on TV now, will always make excuses. But at least we can have some entertainment in watching the way they operate and call them out. But let me know what you think about Keir Starmer and the voice coach. I think we all agree it was an absolute waste of money. But should he now get the same treatment as former Prime Minister Boris Johnson did regarding Partygate? And thank you all for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.